Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Carter's vlog. And we only have 3 workouts for this vlog this week. He's going on vacation, can't fit in the dynamic work, and so, not a big deal. I'm going to have him do some bands, and then we'll flow into his next training week when he gets home. But overall, had a pretty good week. We did a dead pen bench press, and he ended up getting 295 for a training max there. Afterwards, we of course do a little bit of closed grip benching. Again, we want to work on a little more triceps for him, and after that, it's a lot of back work, a lot of shoulder work, then bands for triceps. I'm kind of at a point with him where we're shifting around some of our movements a bit. We're trying to avoid overuse because, again, he's quite advanced in the upper body. And again, his lower body lags due to some previous injuries and stuff, and we've had to spend quite a bit of time building him back up. But I count him as an advanced lifter because he can bench over 300 pounds. He's finishing up his cut just now, getting down to about 200. He's pretty happy with his body fat at this point. It's coming down. We're getting him right about where he wants to be so that we can lean bulk again. Because that's the name of the game, guys. Advanced lifters, people are like, oh, can't they just recomp or do whatever? It's like, yeah, right. You're going to not make any gains. You're just not. You need to bulk and cut. You need to bulk and cut. But that doesn't mean what for some reason people on the internet have started calling a bulk. I mean, I almost prefer the term a gain, right? You're either gaining or cutting, or building versus cutting, because you usually can't do both, right? Your advanced lifters are usually not going to be able to lose body fat while they're gaining muscle, so they have to pick and choose. They have to pick and choose. My friend Dr. Bacon likes to say a build instead of a bulk, just because of the weird ideas people connotate with the word bulk, even though he laughs as it means the same thing. Just for some reason, people think bulking means just eating a bunch of junk and getting fat, which is not the case. So what we do here for him, he's doing some plate front raises, we're doing some press downs, and we're doing, lat pull downs and things. For max effort lower this week, we did a low block pull. And then we do our one-arm dumbbell rows. We do some belt squats, and then we do glute ham raises, reverse hypers. And that's pretty much what he does on lower days right now. Again, keeping all that pulling volume pretty high for the upper and middle back, because we always need those things, and that's something I like to remind people of, particularly with your more advanced lifters. You can never have too much upper back. Like, if you want to get just brutally cock diesel strong, there is no such thing as too much upper back development. There isn't. In fact, I would always argue it should probably be bigger. No matter how big your upper back is, how good your development is there, you could probably stand to get it better. Probably still make you stronger. Now, of course, again, his lower body does lag behind because, again, we're dealing with, some former injuries, inflammation, the nature of his work. That comes up too. It's like people are like, well, what's he do? Well, he doesn't want to make what he does for a living public, just like some of my other clients don't. That comes up, and a lot of them say, look, it's not really your business. It's just know that they have a physically demanding job. Right? That's it. There's physical demands with certain people's jobs. In other words, they're not at a desk all day. Doesn't really tell you much about what they actually do. I mean, obviously, in his case, it's not manual labor. Given it, you can see what sort of a gym he can afford, and he can afford a coach. So, belt squats, glute ham raises, reverse hypers. You guys will see a trend there. You know what? I'm a big fan of these movements. These are movements that I utilize in my own training all the time. And so obviously, if I have clients who have this equipment and have access, we're going to use it. And again, that's the point I make with this stuff over and over and over. People say stuff like, well, can we replace these devices with something else? No. I'm not saying you can't make gains with other devices. But if we're talking, things like stimulus versus fatigue, what we can get out of them is still recover, the ability to reduce axial loading. No, you're not going to get something that fully replicates the benefits of these. You can get stuff that's close, but it's not the same thing. Again, these things were invented for a reason. All right, dynamic effort upper this week, we went with bands. All right, he rotates grips. He does 3 sets close, 3 sets medium, 3 sets wide. Okay, speed benching. Again, running a lot of band tension this week. You guys can see those rogue bands. It's 80 pounds of bands. All right, we're doing all compensatory acceleration here. I have him then do some seated dumbbell presses. People are like, why don't you ever do this? A lot of your clients are doing this. Why aren't you doing them right now? Because I'm using other stuff. I find I like this exercise more and more. The longer I coach, this will sound like blasphemy and to many in the strength world. I start to find that, a lot of my lifters, I am perfectly fine with them doing seated dumbbell work instead of standing barbell press. Okay? Because at the end of the day, we're not trying to add a 4th power lift in. We're really not. It's not necessary. Right? It's easier on recovery. We get the benefits of using dumbbells as far as the way things load. I've discussed in the past reasons dumbbells can be really good for hypertrophy. All right, there are reasons for it. Probably worth discussing in videos again. So the way that people understand it has nothing to do with even loading, because there's no reason to think you're loading each side more evenly. Just because you're using dumbbells, that's actually really bad thinking. It's not based on reality. But there are reasons dumbbells are very, very good for hypertrophy. And it has to do with the fact of the way that they destabilize and can rotate as we get fatigued specifically. But I've done videos on that. Of course, he'd do this one up shirtless. He's like, since, I'm going to be at the leanest I'm going to be for a while, I might as well, show it off. And it's like, yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. All right? Nothing but love here because, again, he's right about 40 years old now, right? Just getting to be a master's lifter. To be in good shape, at our age, honestly, those of us who are 40 plus, we're actually in shape. We are so much statistical outliers. So it's like, show it, brother. It's all good. Even though we care about strength, might as well. Then, of course, he finishes off with our band press downs, which you guys will see here at the end. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.